good and how pleasant it is to wake up this time of the morning. Wow, it's so lovely to be up, so lovely to feel so good to be amongst our people. The energy is flowing and flowing right in the morning time. Yes, the energy is certainly glowing and flowing. It is so beautiful. It's a beautiful day, morning. It is in the 29th day of July. Yes, and this is 2026. Yes, I'm just trying to get the right thing on my screen with not too much effects. Get the effects off and to have just I like my thing to be normal. Right? I like my thing to be real. I just love my real look, my real things. And I just don't like how this one is showing. But let me say good morning to you once again. I'm Tai Chikos, your revelator, streaming live on Tai Chikos, the Revelator, Tai Chikos 1, and also my YouTube channel, The People's Progressive Science. And the overall topic this morning is today's generation. Now, feel free to participate. Feel free to support, right? And you can also feel free to report if you are offended with the truth. I must put you on your guard. This is this is a platform that look into the needs of the people to the best of my ability. This is a platform that willing to speak the truth. This is where truth speak. Now, I am a multi-talented person. Yes, I wear many hats. So there are times I wear a comedian hat that it is all comedy. And next time you will see me dancing. And next time you will see me singing. And next time you will see me chatting. Right? And next time you see me playing music. So I am one of those who don't box myself in to one thing. All right? So if you're gonna engaging with me, right? Please check out the the mode that I am in, the cap that I am wearing, what I am doing, and stay on that line. My ambition is to take some of the dirty stigma of this platform, and I eagerly want to show that there are good things on the platform, on TikTok, right? Yes, and it is not only what you have seen or heard you're accustomed to, as the Bible, yes, the Bible, as the Bible, yes, it contains good and bad, lie and truth, right? it contains everything. Everything is in the Bible. So the Bible is not a one-sided thing, as some people would have thought that it is pure truth in the Bible. Some would say a pure lie. No, the Bible have a balance, right? And if that's if that's the road and the mode you want to go down this morning, we can go down that road as long as the conversation is respectful, right? Clean, meaningful, with an aim to reach and to teach, right? Then I will satisfy within myself that I I sacrifice my sleep to be up at this time of the morning in Jamaica. It is 3:20, right? And that my effort is going to be meaningful, meaning that your conversation, your participation must be something of substance. All right. So we are going to look at today's generation, right? And we are looking at how values and attitudes, and we know that it is the young people's platform. So majority that would be on now would be the Gen Z's plus the millennials. Very few baby boomers like myself will be up if they don't see themselves as teachers and consider themselves as teachers. They are gonna be lying in their bed and getting their well deserved rest. But I choose to use this time of the morning when the spirit, the true spirit is flowing, it is quieter, and I can, yeah, meditate more and to bring more of the good things out so you can benefit from it. So we are looking at today's children, right? To today's generation, their attitude, how they value themselves, how they speak, and we are trying to see if we can instill some of our 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 attitude and values to them, because to many people, right, the attitude of today's generation, right, it's not all that pretty, right? And to see how um sometimes they give away their precious life. So you are wondering, is the value of life? Now we were bombarded the other day with a video with some relatively young men and women, right? They are the top, they are defense, right? These people are defense people who are guarding the perimeters of Jamaica. And we saw something that we believe we wouldn't want to be wanted to be emulated by the coming generation. So we have positive conversation on on issues like these, and we are going to give praises where praises ought to be given, because there were deadly weapon involved, and we are looking at someone who values life, someone who has a good attitude, and someone who think before acting, and that is what we want to instill in our people. People who can think before they speak, right? Think before they act and let good sense prevail, then one of the things why no one lost their life in that incident is the value of life. Someone were there, right, that values life and could pour a cold water on the whole scenery. Do you understand? Right? Now, we come to understand that people are copycats. They love to copy scenery. They love to copy everything from other people, right? They don't try to initiate things for themselves, right? I know if it was someone who doesn't value life, someone life would have been taken in that incident. And the incident that we are speaking of with the two army men and the youngest, right? So that is how the whole question of values and attitude comes in. So we're going to look at integrity, someone's integrity, what it means to have a good integrity, right? What the whole argument about values and attitude, what it really means, how you can add that to your life and make life different, right? Because when someone takes someone's life, it may just look simple. Come on, let's talk. It may just look simple, but deep down, as you may saw it on the news, and the news reporter may report in it, and you believe that it dies right there, and the person may the funeral may go on, and you believe that it dies right there, but certainly it don't, because when you hurt one person, yes, you takes the life of one person, you might believe that it's only that one person you hurt. No, thousands, thousands. You may not know the individual, but as a humanitarian and someone who values life, you're gonna be hurt. Whether it is an accident or an act of criminality, right? Or police, or whatever way the life has been taken, then a lot of people will be hurt, right? And I'm talking to a killer right now who's watching, right? I'm just, I'm just, I'm just trying to let you know that it is not one person you have hurt. You have hurt thousands who have heard this story, hear the report, right? And when so much people hurt and so much people cry and tears, remember tears, tears are much, much devastating than witchcraft. Yes, tears. When someone when someone cries, much less a thousand people hurting and crying, right? It is worse than witchcraft, right? Yes, it is easier you make one person laugh more than 1,000 cry, right? One person, get them in a laughing mood more than a crying mood, right? So these are some of the things I want to bring across to those who are not praying life, who are not looking deep into situation, right? And just got up and act, pull the trigger randomly, pull the knife randomly, yeah, yeah, and takes one life out. I'm talking right across the board, right? Sometimes you are being offended, and sometimes you are defending, right? Now, those that incident, the one we speak of with the army personnel, right? Good sense prevailed, and they took life into consideration first, and the result, people can now laugh, people can now make fun of this because all involved has their life intact, and it could be easily the other way around, right? So as I'm saying to you, it is a dangerous pathway to tread down. Those that are looking on would have seen it on the social network, and I would say I'm going to emulate that individual, that young miss. My advice to you: search in Google and find a Barrington Levy song that name Living Dangerously, and listen to the song. Living Dangerously, right? One in a million situation like that, one would come out and no harm physically done. Mentally, it has. Mentally and spiritually, it has done harm, but not the physical harm, not the worst whatsoever harm it has done. It can be fixed, it can be remedied. Good counseling, good advice, and all of that handled in the right and proper way. Yes, that can disappear. So no life were lost. So that's a good thing, right? And I'm happy about that because it could, as I've said before, it could have been easily the other way around, right? so, so let's look at the most positive things to do in our life. Let us use our life to do the most positive things so that the coming generation can imitate you and said, I would like to be like you. I've heard that from many, many people, right? Well thinking people, well, someone who have that capacity of intellect, right? Someone who knows what they are about in life. If you look at some of my videos, look at some of my videos and see how I step on my pride to pass them on, to package them, and to allow you to laugh at the same time and allow you to learn at the same time. I swallow my pride. I step on my pride, right? In saying the things that I believe in, right? I was called to do a video about 4 weeks ago on one of the Hill and Gully video. And I was told, I was asked to dance, they call it dagger, to go behind and you dagger the girls. That's not a part of my philosophy. No, no, certainly not. And the reason for that, I don't believe in backstabbing. I knew if you shoot a man as an army personnel in their back, you're going to be court-martialed, right? So you couldn't get me to go in the public where the video will go right across the universe, right? And to see me itching up behind a young lady, right? Something that I am preaching against from 2005. Yes. So I would not make no peer bill, no paycheck, make me mislead the young generation, those who are hearing my voice, those who are watching me, those that believe in me, to say, then Tychicus, how you teach us that backway mating, backway dancing isn't right. And I saw you in a video daggering the young miss, right? No. So I could not be a contributor to that because I am not here to mislead anyone. I rather not to collect that check. No, I rather not to get that money to mislead anybody. And it is not the first I have turned down offers like those. And as an entertainer, probably that is the reason why I am not booked for lots of shows, because I am gonna stick to my to what I know, right? Not what I believe, because seeing the fact in what I am saying, you don't need to believe because you see for yourself. So what I am saying is true. But because You don't have a mind of your own. You are a follower and not a leader, right? You cannot initiate anything, and even in its down stage, you still stick to it. I knew, I knew individual who have the franchise to go live, but are afraid to go live. Why that individual is afraid to go live? Because he doesn't want to call alive and him like him say two people up here, one over there. Him just cannot face the fact or try his best to build on what he had. He love ready done. Now he will join live, but hundreds of people after they are the live, right? Him not believe in coming on a live and said the conversation that I am going to bring forth will pull more people to the live, right? And we build from there instead of waiting to go on something that is already popular, right? So people, yeah, if you notice, you see people join and you see they flashed off because when they look on the board, they don't see hundreds of people. Let me tell you who I am. You see, when I saw my attendance board so low, it drives me to speak something deep, something sensible, something interesting, so that it can catch on to someone, right? Someone whom have the intelligence, right? Because my aim is to attract intelligent people and much more intelligent person more than I am, so I can learn. So I am building that platform to learn and to teach at the same time. Yes, yes. Now you're talking about values and attitude. What's the use going to be on a live streaming with a whole lot of baga, nothing constructive to learn, no good teacher is there, no, it's just pure hypers, it's just pure people for the gifts, for the money, for the this, for the somebody send me a this, somebody's what am I gaining from that? I feel much better if I having a very edifying conversation and it touches someone and they said, okay, I think this man deserves a gift, and you send me a gift. Or you tap the screen. This live deserve my input. And that would be organic, right? More than you know the pattern, you know the style. It is simple. Just stop the screen and support this presenter or that presenter. Sometimes one will just go on a live streaming, not for the value of it, but probably by the looks of the individual. Come on. I know I'm going to lose a lot of friends. Yeah. You will go on a live just for the looks, and you will support a life, you will send gift to someone just because of their looks, not because of what they said. I was on a live a couple of morning ago, about 2 morning ago, and a gentleman come up in the box, and he said, ask that man. Now he's on, and he can speak to me personally, he can ask me, but he's asking someone that is on the line with me to ask me if I am a Jamaican, which country I am from. Now I was right in front of this man that he ought to pose this question straight to me. Horse, which country you from? What's your nationality? But he did not do that. He asked one of my guests to ask me. And there, from right there, I realized that that's not a real person. So I'm just saying this because I want you people to know what you're doing, right? And how easily you can be read, right? I right away I realized that not a real person talking to me, right? I am before you, and you're going to ask someone else. Now we're talking about values and attitudes, right? I answered when he asked the question. I said, "No, I'm a Jamaican." Yes. No, and said, "Oh, I just like your beard." And we were having a very rich conversation that before he comes on, right? He sliced in between of a good conversation to say, "I like your beard." So my intelligence chips in right away. And I said to him, "Oh, thank you. But is it there any isn't there anything that you have heard? Let's assume that you were in the chat and heard the conversation. What you have to say about the topic that we are speaking on?" Right? The man says to me, "No, I don't really hear. I don't listen to people conversation." Hmm. So you see, my initial thought of him, as he has shown me his ID, right, at the very beginning, right? No, he has proven be, or he not being a real person, right? So as simple as that, because he weren't thinking of what he's doing or saying, right? He did not choose to ask me while I am there. He asked someone. And when I answered and I said to him, "Isn't there anything else apart from my beard? Isn't there anything you heard in the conversation that we were having that prompts you to come up in the box?" No, because they don't listen to people conversation. So one of my astute guests, yes, who has a brain like mine, could have identified him, and she said to him, "Remember, this is the pussy man, yeah?" Yes, as easy as that. Yes, Moga, big, bless up yourself anywhere you're there. Yeah, right? Because she picked it up long time and said that this is not a real person, right? Right, right. So there, there must be something you have seen. I say I go across to say that because I was saying some people will come on your life, gift you, not because of the substance that you are discharging out in the atmosphere, but because of your looks. Because of your looks. There's something fascinating. That's why if you look at some young girls on a live, they're partially naked. I wonder if TikTok have a way, of restricting you when you talk these raw truths, right? Right, right. And yes, they comes partially naked, right? Right. I prefer to come cover up, right, and let loose what I have in my intellect, right? I prefer you to love me from my hidden beauty, from my inner, my intelligence, right? That's where I want my love to be coming from, right? Not with the sight of artificial things. Because from I was growing, I was told that looks are deceiving. Looks will deceive you. And if you are honest this morning, you would, I'm willing to testify. You can use the comment section and say, looks has robbed me of my dignity and my pride. Looks, looks have robbed me of many things. Right? 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 Looks is one of the biggest and most dangerous criminals you can ever find. Looks. Looks is as deceiving as Satan. How many of you? I, I don't expect you to be so brave. Can say yes. Looks has tricked me already, but because of your pride, looks tricked me many times before I learned my lesson. Yes, looks has tricked me. Looks has robbed me. And I know I am not an isolated one. Right? But who are confident enough to come and say looks. We can spread it out. I can spread it out. Even you're buying a piece of garment, you're buying a house, even land, right? Right? The the front part of the house, or you're renting a house, right? So I not just one thing me a talk about, me spread it all over the carpet, right? That in some way looks, you go to buy a piece of furniture, like a settee, like a mattress, that the old springs are covered, the settee, the old boards are covered and varnished, right? And wrapped over, right? Rotten board, right? But the outer appearance looking so attractive. And as you sit down in it, the rotten board broke. Bro, you cannot carry it back. You have to just say, looks rob you, right? Looks rob you, right? Looks are so deceiving. Many people today are just like that. Just like that settee, covered settee, right? Mm. But there, now the settee doesn't carry integrity, but it carry interior, right? The, you wouldn't say the integrity of the settee, but you would say the interior of the settee. But you would say the integrity of the person isn't good. But that person looking so fantastic from the outward appearance. But when you get to know the person, you will realize that the exterior is not matching up with the interior, with the integrity of the person, right? This is what I use my live streaming to do, both on the People's Progressive Science, Tai Chi the Revelator, and Tai Chi Swan, right? This is what I use my time to do, right? This is what I sacrifice my bedtime to reach out to you and give you these awareness so I can make someone tomorrow morning a different person. I can save a life. That you don't see this handsome guy driving his pretty motor car, shirt buttoned down to the wrist, right? The tie is as beautiful as Joseph coat of many colors. And you get tricked by the integrity of the person. And you turn it the other way around. This, yeah, she's sweeter than the perfume factory. She smells, right? Yes. Her clothing is so expensive. The jewelry are glistening. The lips are red and pretty, right? The heels and the walk and the talk is so fascinating. But the integrity is different. Almighty God. The integrity is far different from the looks of the individual, right? Whether male or female. Good morning. Who's this? Rosit? Good morning. ROSIT. Good morning. Yes, we are talking about integrity of the person, values, attitude. All of those brings out good mannerism, good attitude. So, um, my parents grew me up on these principles. Someone speaking to you, respond. Good manners, good values, good attitude. Right? This is request. So if you request to come on someone's life, there must be a reason. Even if you're listening and you comes on someone's platform, hi, why are you on? Right? I am here to listen. Fine. But when you throw an insult in my face, right, and thinking that I don't know that you're insulting me, I'm speaking to you. It's not a dead person comes on, even if you don't speak my language, right? Indicate to me. That is how I run my show, right? Right? Once you come on, you must come on for a reason, right? Right? We don't joke around here. We are determined that we have to bring out the values, the good values, and the good attitude, no matter what age group you are in. Right? If you're a Gen Z's plus, a millennial, I am here to teach you what my grandmother teaches me. So till I can live until I am 70 years old. Right? So it doesn't matter your age group. Right? Once you come here, there's something here to learn. Right? Values and attitude. That is what we are bringing forth to you. No hype, no ego. Mm-mm. Where I don't deal with that. I don't teach is that. Mm-mm. I don't teach is that. Yeah. I teach is the organic stuff, right? The official stuff that this generation is lacking, that needs much more happenings in the positive for them to gravitate to, right? And most are, I won't say most, are a lot of death today caused through shame and pride and hype. Yes, you have seen it in the schools. You have seen it in the schools. How you met a boy there talk to you so, or you met a girl there talk to you so, right? And you take the bait and you got yourself in trouble because you are worrying about people that is looking on. And the line now, why don't up there talk to me? I go step in and face, you know. You see the one that say, oh, you met a boy there talk to you, so he gone. and you go over there, so go stepping at the boy face, either you end up in any way, you going end up with the shitty end of the stick. Sometimes you are the one who hurt, and sometimes you are the one who end up behind bars. You and your family. Right? You you now cost the family the lawyer expense to clear your name. Right? Does those things make sense? Hmm? After you listen to how you make that boy there talk to yourself, right? It could be more than what you saw happen with the army. Man, they walked away like Matt Monroe, right? With no violent attempt. Guess what I'm saying? So, as much as the act that looks so dirty, they are so much to learn from. But unfortunately, people not taking the positive, they are running with the negative. Yes, the girl I get the man born in a pen, right? But the positive part of it rarely spoken of, right? Hadn't been highlighted as I am highlighting the positive, right? Right. Yes, as I highlighting the positive from that incident, the life that has been saved, right? Right? How powerful good values and attitudes are. And I'm speaking to the Gen Zs and the Gen Zs plus, and even some of the baby boomers, right? The millennials, right? I'm speaking to you as well, right? Walked away from trouble if you can, right? And we have seen that, right? So never let your pride overrides you, right? Never allow your pride to override you, right? Yeah. Because many at the time is your pride that lands you into trouble. Your hype that lands you into trouble. A man says, suck your mother. A man will tell you, go suck your mother. And you are not checking that you have done that already. And that individual isn't telling you anything wrong, right? Nothing that you haven't already done, right? But because you're not thinking, you give up your freedom and sometimes gives up your life. Because sometimes the attacker is the one that meets the shitty end of the stick, right? While if you did accept that fact, and if you did knowledgeable to that fact, then you get into that trap. And that's the reason why Taichikos is here. That is the reason why Uncle Taichikos is up to give you these awareness, right? That you can be as free as the bird in the tree, right? If you apply the right attitude and value your freedom, value yourself, right? Right? Just, just look at the difference of doing someone something and going behind bars, or have to live like a fugitive, right? Just look at that. Whether you have to run away into the hills or you have to, there's no banana boat again, right? Hmm? Hmm? Right? But just look at these facts before you act, right? Just take time out and say, me did hear Uncle Tai Chikosa say a thing. Remember them. Yeah. You know, look before you leave. Think before you act. Right? Right? Look at the repercussion. Right? Don't go behind bars and go and reflect up over Elsha, the nice fried fish and Kentucky, right? Behind bars. You are. So boy, today a Wednesday, you know, would if me did the outer road, if me did the outer road, no would have did gone down a town, right? Would have did gone uptown. If me did the outer road, while you could easily outer road, right? But you allow your pride to take you off the street and put you in bondage, right? I cannot speak for the dead, the worst scenario, right? Where a lot of people have lost their life through their pride, you know, to somebody boots them, somebody paid them to do nonsense and getting the shitty end of the stick. Hmm? How many you knew? Cast your mind back, right? To someone you knew. I know there is someone you know fit the description of which I am speaking. Could it be yourself right now? Right? And your pride, yes, is robbing you. Thank you for the follow, Monique. Right? Your pride is bothering you to even comment and say it's true. I've seen Island Girl Too Sweet in the chat. Been a long time. Jackie, Chef Jimbo, and Slicker. Just to mention a few user, 1812. Yes. Big up on yourself, on a beautiful self, on a wonderful self, right? On a creative self, right? Bless up on yourself, Island Girl Too Sweet. Haven't seen you for quite a while, so near yet so far, right? That if you're on the island, right? Yes, yeah. So then, this is what I use my time to do. There are two things. I must be edifying you, or I must making you laugh. But I will never feel good making you cry. But I will feel so. Music master. I don't like that question. And the reason why I don't like that question, I'm not quite sure. If you were listening to the live, no, no, that should be the first one that come, music master. Big up yourself, right? And then the other thing to do is to listen the value of the conversation, and you'd see that I'm living up to my true self, making sacrifices to edify people, right? So you wouldn't need to ask why I'm not sleeping, right? Right? And it is all about values and attitude. Yes, it's so. All right, music master, you know that yes, you're bad, and I'm not saying this in a way, an offensive way, but just for the benefit of those that are looking on and probably heard what I was saying. The topic is values and attitude, right? And I was saying I got a job to dance in a video, and they want me to dance back way, go behind and dagger. But that is against what I am teaching and preaching from 2005. Back way dancing, back way mating, right? And to see me into a video dancing on the hill and gully rhythm, me now going behind a girl and did a dagger dagger, and I knew the fact that chat to me back but not chat to me front is insult, right? And that is the message I'm trying to get across to the world, that only the minority have seen what I am trying to get across, right? Only a minority, because a lot of people going with the hype and do not know the significance of it. How many people knew that it's an insult? Dancing, talking, or even mating that way, it's an insult, right? And why it's an insult? All positiveness is in front of you. Your eyes, your nose, your mouth, right? If you're a female, the breast, the navel, the vagina, all in front, right? The only thing that not in front is the area that let out the waste substance that the body intakes, right? So that's why it becomes an insult. So when they said someone gave you insult, or you accept insult or invitation, it's exactly what it meant. Someone is insulting you, and you're going to hug it up for an invitation. In many cases, people do not like when you are overly intelligent. Some people, right? When they realize that you're a comprehender and you can comprehend the words, so they can sarcastically tell you any and everything they want to tell you to bring up their side. When they realize they cannot do that to bring you down, you're on the ball with them, they're going to apply some lies on you. They're going to start to say some derogatory things on you. When they cannot manage you, or that's not all, they will friend you. Right? They will friend you. Right? Right? So show me. I love to show my emotion. Right? I love a challenge. I love when you challenge me. Right? I love a challenge. I love when you see me first and think that I am nothing, and you come and expose yourself to me. I love that. I love when you come and you exposes yourself to me, right? And then I got at you, and then I show you my ID, my identification, using my intellect, using my intelligence, using my good balance. Thank you for the gift. Right? Yes, yes, yeah. I like when you when I surprises you because, oh, I thought he was just trash. I thought I could just push him over like that. Yeah, that's the reason why I tell you about looks. How deceitful looks are in the positive and the negative. Right? Looks can easily be bought, but intelligence, you don't bought intelligence, you don't bought integrity. Anyhow, you could get those to buy at the Chinese shop, right? At the grocery shop, at the haberdasheries. Probably many more people would have integrity, but they have looks without integrity. You ever see them say, um, you're connected without internet. You have Wi-Fi, right? But you're connected without internet. Although you have the Wi-Fi and you're connected, but you have no internet. Now you have life, but you have no intellect. Right? You have life, right? But you have no intellect. Right? So you have to see how they are playing with us, right? You have to just look deep and see how they are playing with the games with your mind, right? Using words like those internet and intellect, right? Internet and intellect. So close them up, right? Intelligent, internet, right? See how they're playing with you? Hmm? And if you are one of those who are not looking deep down into these things, they will easily override you. If they know that you look deep into these things, they think twice before they launch an attack on you. Right? Make them think twice. Don't make them believe that you are a pushover in no fields whatsoever. Right? Let them go back into their cranium and wonder, who is that? I was on a live, my live the other night, and someone asked, the only thing they're asking, who you man, who you man, who you man. Just want to know who I am because, and in my wait pan me, he said, I am John Brown, I am this, but you ain't gonna hear that from me. I want you to learn who I am. Just wait, listen, and you will know who I am. Right? Don't just see me on the road and listen when Mary say about me or John say about me. You try to know about me for yourself. Right? John can carry jealousy for me. John girlfriend might see me because you know see me turn my hip and make girls say wow. Right? Everybody know that me have the ability to make girls' eyes talk on me and their imagination runs wild, right? And if I am doing that to John girlfriend and John don't have the ability to make our girlfriend, our spouse, or his wife be so attentive to him, he's gonna jealous. Right? He's gonna feel a way. And when he felt that way, he wanna belittle you because of his probably strength of cash, his pretty car, his spending power, and I may be lesser than what his he is. So the how me has so much money, how me so handsome, and my baby mother never spent so much time, my wife, my spouse never spent so many time eh, in attention. Yeah? So jealousy creeps in. And in order to look good, Batty boy that no. You know, same dance like girl. I've been there. I've done that. I've seen it. And I'm not revealing it to you what is happening out there. Right? So sometimes people may wonder, oh, people don't like them, you know, do them nothing. Of course you do them something. Of course you have done them something. But what you have done them, they cannot talk. Right? They cannot talk. That is the, when they saw you, right? Is the guilt and the wrongdoings, the dirtiness that they have done. And you are appearing to them with your clean spirit, it is offending them. Right? Just like when Christ was coming across Lake Galilee, he did not see the demons, but the demons saw him. And the demons knew who he was. And the demons shout out, I know who you are. You're Jesus Christ of Nazareth. What did they say after? Why comest thou to torment me? Why comest thou to torment me? So your positive spirit tormented the negative, right? So they disliked you for your positive, for your positiveness. I If only yesterday I made a video in halfway tree when the inspiration come to me, and I just start pull out my cell phone in the middle and just be on Mullines Road as you leave the first bus stop leaving the transport center, right? And I made the video as the inspiration come to me. You saw that video now on all these platforms, right? Yeah, yes. Mm-mm. Yes. Who am I? I am the pussy man. Yes. So don't guess who I am. I am the pussy man. I am not an abuser of it. I don't abuse women. I don't use women. Right? I care for women. I take care of the woman's vagina. Right? I bring romance. I don't bring vengeance. But yet I got the least to I am the least who get the opportunity to show the females what they need, what they required, what to make them tingle with delight. Right? Yes, they, I got the less chance, but the one that bringing vengeance instead of romance get all the chance, the opportunity in the world to damage these people. And the one that do the right thing rarely get that opportunity. Now, this truth will make guilty people act like bull if they are packed with pride. Yes. Once they are packed with pride, it's gonna hurt them and hurt them badly. When they heard me say these things, and furthermore, them know them love TikTok, and when they go on TikTok, they see it. The only thing they do is roll and scroll. They would have never get a like. Never would have never ever like it. Human, bless up yourself, right? They would have never ever like it because I'm too positive. Right? That is the hallmark of a guilty individual. Yes, yes. The hallmark of an guilty individual, right? So when you hear me say that, yesterday, Tuesday, I was at the Spanish Town bus stop, downtown under the big tree, where the Spanish Town people, they all line up to catch the 22 bus to Spanish Town and in that vicinity. And I was there teaching against the act of homosexuality and bringing the facts to them. And lo and behold, a man just bring his ID and just show it to me. Lift up for yourself. Yeah. Lift up for yourself. I was teaching these people about Daniel, resistance, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, resilience, right? That even though the Persian government said Daniel was not to pray to no other God, but the God of Israel, the God of nature, right? Then how this man is going to tell me to lift up and me move? No, I placed myself stronger, and I started to give him some of the strong words that my ancestors tell the slave masters, and them say they are bad words. When I don't reel them off the pack to him, him is the first one says to me, he said to me, you think you can move me from yourself? And him said I must lift up. I did not say to him, move for yourself. But him said me to move, and the man ever asked me, said, if I think I must move him from there. Now this man come see me. Right? Now, I want to tell you what that entails. A man that has a backward mentality turns everything around. And when you hear me say, you can't get me dance back with you, you can't get me mate back with you. Me know what me I say. You can't get me talk back with you. You can't get me say that remote is bad when I good it good. Right? Because the people, there is two spirits that run the universe. Thank you, human. Right? There are two spirits that run the universe. One go clockwise one goes anti-clockwise. Right? One believe in one act and positiveness, one the other act and negative. And you have to identify them. No, this man said I must move, right? And then he's gonna turn around to say, you think you can move me from here? It is the same thing that you read in the Bible that Satan has done. Right? It is the very same thing. So speaking against homosexual act, and the man pick up that, then that individual needs ID to identify himself. He has revealed himself to those who have a discerning spirit and can discern him and to say who that person is. If you're not with me, you are against me. If you are not with me, then you are against me. If you're not for truth, then you're for lies. If you're not for God, then you're for Satan. If you are not for the front, you're for the back. Right? It is as easy as ABC. Right? And that's the reason why I go in the public domain to pull people out to the public for you to aware of the individual that's standing, sitting, laughing, talking with you, because looks are deceiving, right? I am there to pull out people's integrity in front of you to let you see who is in that superfine jeans, who are in that most expensive footwear, right? That individual that is beside you, that you only saw as a good person, but you don't know him as a bad. But with the words from my mouth and the meditation of my heart, they will bring their ID, no matter how big the crowd is, and bring out who they are in the public. So when he said, lift up on yourself, he didn't want to go to the point that the revelation was going to make. And many people are going to start to eyes him. Yes. So what they do, they try to intimidate you. Talking about values, we're talking about attitude, we're talking about this generation, right? Who are very bright. You notice how this generation, how the children today are bright. You cannot take that away from them. They are extremely bright. But what makes them bright? What makes them bright? Artificial intelligence. It is not the official intelligence that makes them bright. Or somebody saying, what are you saying? How them be bright and still dance? Yes, they do. Yes. Yes. They are bright but still dots, because you cannot really and truly bright without the one they call common sense. What is common sense? Common sense is when you exercise the brain. You exercise the brain. My grandmother would call it cipher. You have to cipher out things, right? Now, these young ones doesn't cipher. They ask a robot. They ask Google. But so they are without common sense. They are copiers. You know about copying? You know about copying? That you don't do no workings, but you have the answer. Right? You know, do no workings. So when you ask Google a copy, you copy Google meaning, Google spelling. You don't break the words in syllables, right? Using the word sounds. You copy it because it is an easier venture. And with that, I have a little book here that, oh, I may have to read something from in order to solidify what I am saying. Good. Uh, yes, just give me a little. If you believe, if you don't believe what I am saying here, this is an ancient book. You say, look, yes, this is not a gay BC book. This is not a gay BC book. This is a ABC book, not a gay BC book. All right. All right. So listen what Emperor Haile Selassie had said about this time. I want you to listen carefully. Don't fall asleep. Neither guilty people, don't upset with me. I knew to do nothing more than speak truth and edify you if you do wish. We are not opening your brain and trying to get anything in there. We are just injecting it organically, and whosoever will may come. All right? Much as man progress in the scientific and technological fields, he has not made a parallel endeavor to enrich himself spiritually. So man will prefer to use the easier thing other than the spirit. Here say, other than discernment. So he doesn't strive to enrich himself, because to be a discerner and be powerful in the spirit, you has to be clean. So cleanliness is something that they don't interested in. So they do all kind of things and still say God because they have Google can go to, so they can bisect cleanliness. So that's why the emperor said, much as man has progressed in the scientific and technological fields, he has not made a parallel endeavor to enrich himself spiritually. Right? Big talk, that truth that cannot be denied. Right? He further said, the materialism of today is overriding the spiritual values to the extent that today we observe a lot of unrest and social upheavals which have become a common phenomena the world over. What he means that artificial intelligence takes over the world. Yeah, that man forgetting the spirit, which was the first. Man forgetting that there is a true and living God, nature's God, right? And all powers comes from nature and not money. Money has to wait and nature to place the knowledge in someone to make it. It is not money makes nature, it's nature makes money. Right? So you couldn't get money more powerful than nature. So it's not the cow jump over the moon. Right? And I tell you a while ago how a man with a backward mentality, how they think. Right? The man was saying that I cannot move him when while he is said I am to move. Right? But so I want to understand or understand the message I'm sending across this morning. Right? All right. So Haile Selassie not only showcasing the problem, he's gonna furnish you with a solution. So he starts his solution like this. Unless humanity reverts to the honored values which have enabled past generations to overcome with courage, like Daniel, like Shadrach, like Meshach and Abednego, like Job, and all of those men. David slewing Goliath, right? Mm, right? The adversities, let me flow that again. Unless humanity reverts to the time honored values which have enabled past generation to overcome with courage the adversities they encountered in their daily lives. He said, we shall not only be failing ourselves, but prosperity as well. Let's rock it up. Unless we revert back to common sense. Common sense is the official intelligence. Unless man reverts to their common sense, which is the capital sense, right? The sense, the intelligence that artificial has to use to become effective in this time. It is not common artificial intelligence, common sense is copying, or artificial intelligence is copying the official intelligence. It is the other way around, right? So common sense were here before artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is patterning common sense, right? And telling the generation not to use common sense but uses artificial intelligence. That's why Haile Selassie said from the top here, if you don't remember, much as man has progressed in the scientific and technological fields, he has not made a parallel endeavor to enrich himself spiritually. But he will enrich himself academically with artificial intelligence. Yes, yes. That's how it is. That's how it goes. So, mm, so he said, in order to advance in our respective undertakings and set ourselves on the right path, we have to learn and draw abundantly from the great spiritual heritage which our fathers and forefathers have bequeathed to us. This can give us strength and a sense of continuity, which are essential for progress and development. The common sense is essential for growth, progress, and development. They don't want you to develop, so they are getting rid of common sense, the official intelligence, and to use the artificial one, AI intelligence. Are you with me? He goes on to say, learning and profound knowledge nurtures noble character and impart wisdom or wise mind. Right? Listen this strong statement here. Learning, in other words, common sense, right? Learning and profound knowledge, which is common sense, right? That builds the software for Microsoft and all of these softwares to invent and to innovate and invent artificial intelligence. You first have to have the space which were created by nature, by nature's God, for them to maneuver. That's why he used the word up here, materialism. Remember what he said? The materialism of today is overriding the spiritual values to the extent that today we observe lots of unrest and social upheavals. The 5th of June, the 5th of June in Jamaica, the entire country plunged into darkness because of what? Artificial intelligence. Glitches. This is what Haile Selassie is talking about. You have glitches. Couple years ago in America, nobody could ever get the money out of the bank. When we hear it's a glitch, artificial intelligence fail. The official spirit, common sense never fails, which is the official never fails. Right? So let me learn a little more. The family unit and educational establishments have great responsibilities in these endeavors, for they are the basis of national progress and prosperity. Come on, Prime Minister, Jamaica Prime Minister, yes, Jamaica Minister of Security, Jamaica Minister of Education, right? Come to the front of the line, come to the front of the class. Yeah. The harvest of life is a character which grows with time, and it is this very factor that determines one's destiny and future. We should always bear this in mind, and in so doing, we shall avoid personal disaster and will not bring adverse influence on others. Remember Melissa. Remember Beryl. Remember the bushfires. Remember El Super El Nino. Now, no, as I speak, no water in my pipe, because the water in the reservoir, Mona Reservoir, is running down rapidly. So they have to lock it off. No rainfall. And why all these things are happening? The disobedience of nature, turning to other God, other power. Right? We destroy the atmosphere with to build these artificial sites. Yes. Weather pattern change, global warming. Yes. Climate change with air pollution, the polluting of the air. Right? Yes. Earthquake, diverse places. They try to see the cloud, make matters worse. Right? Because to see the clouds, it takes a lot of the natural energy. So it's adding more on plenty. Yes. Almighty God. Almighty God. Justin Hines and the Dominoes. They once have a song that said, Almighty Redeemer, run, come see. Almighty Redeemer, run, come see. Almighty Redeemer, run, come see. Yeah. That famine is on the land. In every corner that you may walk, you hear a group of people talk. They're not skylarking, they're only talking. What am I saying? They're saying that famine is on the land. No, they don't say famine in this time. They say recession. They call it recession. Everything going back way. Recycling. Recession. Famine. Everything going to be in short supply. Even the precious commodity of water, right? Going to be in short supply. Why? Because of lack of rainfall. And man in ability to prepare for this time. With all the infrastructure that they are building, they will never ever consider to build a new dam. They store the water. Almighty Redeemer, run, come see those that have using AI intelligence and not using the OI, the common sense. Hmm? And that is the reason why we have disaster like Melissa. Yeah. And because of our disobedience to nature's call, we have to stand the consequence of global warming, the heat, with man's influence and greed in polluting the air. Woo! No, they're not gonna like me. No, they're not gonna like me. Then you know can see it. Me I speak so much things. Look and see if you say any red heart I go on the right side or the left side of the screen under my name. Look, say if you say any likes I go under my name, Tychicus the Revelator. Look and see. They're not going to like this. This is too much of a truth for them to like. Those that have the big snatch, they're not gonna like this. People in the audience, you're right now, would love to like it, but don't have what to like it. Those who are benefiting cannot like it. And those who are not going to benefit, their gravy card has been threatened by this teaching, not gonna send a light up there. Not, not gonna promote it. So, in so doing, all they're saying in the effective man. And nonsense him a talking, so nobody not like what him a say. You say nobody not like what him a say. But you go round the corner there, on the same up, and you see someone did that tell some people some things, and they like how you see the likes been going up like they attach on to one another and run like a stream of water, right? Yes, the difference. But I'm satisfied. I'm not crying out. Well, why I'm mentioning this, I'm just suggesting to you, right? Because it's better one authentic person like this more than 10 million that is not authentic. My will have more value, more strength when it is the cleanliness of one's heart have seen what I am saying and you organically like it, gifted it, comment on it, join it, right? You have to be authentic to do so. Right? If you're not authentic, you ain't gonna like this. Good morning. Mimic. Wow. It seems as if tell me what goes on there, Mimic. So so I saw you. Is it you who jumped off or you were pitched off? Certainly not me takes you down. So comment for me because you always do a lot of comment. Comment or let me try to see if I can locate you. No, I'm not seeing you over here. Right? So I don't know what happens there, right? Um, I don't want to say too much. Sometimes I need your help and to tell me, because this is technical. This is the technological fields that it is beyond me. So they use their technological powers and their class to sabotage, right? Right? So I call her Mimi. She made her appearance and she just jumped off someone I knew is supporting what I am saying. So is it that the algorithm knew her? Is it that the algorithm knew her and said, no, you must not strengthen Tychicus. You must not add to Tychicus discussion. Gabby, Gabby, if this is the Gabby that shows an ID to me the other night, then probably I don't know if they will let you on. All right, all right. Oh, because they have their handle here, yeah. Because this is not ordinary lives. This is a life that filled with spirituality and truth, purity and alkalinity. This life don't carry corruptions, right? Right? As this strain carries no backbiters, this strain, this strain carries no wrong towards this strain. None of them true. This strain. Only chosen people had this train. Want to say good morning to my subscribers and YouTube, the People's Progressive Science, right? Bless upon yourself and thank you for the subscription and the support. Help me to build that channel, the People's Progressive Science, over on YouTube. Yes, that is, we are streaming live over there, even as we stream here on TikTok. All right. Good. Mm. All right, let's go back to Haile Selassie. Right? I don't know where Mimic has gone to. Right? The harvest of life is a character which grows with time, and it is this very factor that determines one's destiny and future. We should always bear this in mind, and in so doing, we shall avoid personal disaster and will not bring adverse influence on others. And if you don't understand clearly what Haile Selassie the Emperor is trying to tell you, so many people suffer from Melissa's. So many people suffer from that devastating earthquake in where it was in Venezuela, right? So many people suffer because of of climate change, global warming, and all of these things. The super El Nino. So many people we hear dying from heat waves, right? Right? So many people dying from heat waves right across the globe, right? So many people dying from disasters. Come again. Let me remind you what the emperor said. The harvest of life is a character which grows with time. And it is this very factor that determines one's destiny and future, right? We should always bear this in mind, and in so doing, we shall avoid personal disasters and will not bring adverse influence on others. Right? We must bear that in mind. Right? So the things that we do today, and we might be enriching ourselves from it, we are not looking at what it will do to others. You understand? Yes. Yeah. That's why I do the things the way I do it, and I say the things the way I said it, not to offend anyone. Right? Yes. Here's Mimic. Good afternoon, brother. Uh, um, uh, I want you to comment in the comments box. What have you experienced when you comes on? Is it you come off at your free will, or you were taken off? And I saw you trying to get back on, and so that we can get a better understanding, Mimic. Good morning, good afternoon, where you are. I don't know which part of the world you are, but you're gonna tell us now that you're on. Wow. I saw that your mic is mute. Could you unmute your mic, Mimic, as I asked you a few questions here? Mm, mm. Actually, I'm from Kenya, or you're from Kenya. Oh, so probably it is because of your language, how you spoke, why you are not speaking, you're not using your vocals. But I would love to hear your vocals. I would love to hear your voice, Mimic, uh, and to know Mimic, Mimic Saras. Yes, I identified you as an ardent supporter of my live streaming, right, and my videos, right, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm happy to have you on to congratulate you in a way in which you really deserved. So it is
Yeah.
afternoon now in Kenya. How is the temperature in Kenya? Is it hot or cold?
The temperature in Kenya is hot. It's not cold. There is no rain.
Oh, no rain in Kenya either.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it is the same thing. And as you know who you are talking to?
I just know you're coming from Jamaica, but I don't know
Oh,
your name.
oh,
Can you please
oh,
tell me
oh,
your
'cause you're talking to a Jamaican, and you're talking to
Yeah.
Tai Chicos. Tai Chicos, the Revelator. Have you ever heard that
Tai
name?
chicken?
Yes. Have you ever heard that name before?
No.
Are you a biblical person? Hold on, before you say that, give me the right pronunciation of your name.
My name is Immaculate.
Go on again.
Immaculate.
Immaculate. No, but you have MIC here.
Oh, now mimic. Mimic
Mimic.
shark.
Okay, okay, okay. What is the meaning of mimic? Come on, come on,
Ah,
come on. Remember, we are.
no, I don't know, but
Oh, you don't know.
yeah, my friend is the one who created this account. So actually, I don't know.
Wow. My name is Taichikos.
Yeah. Tai chicas. How
Yeah.
is Nigeria?
I,
How is Nigeria? How is Jamaica?
have you ever been to Jamaica though?
No, I just have dreams to. But one day I'll reach Jamaica.
I want you to make me be the reason for you to come to Jamaica.
No problem, Thai chicken.
I want, I want, I want you to make me the reason. I can see that you adore my my space of wisdom, right? I can.
Thai chicken.
I'm a
Can
desert.
you can you please can you please tell us more about Jamaica?
I beg your pardon.
Because what we hear from Kenya, I know it's actually different from what's happening in Nigeria.
All right. Te- Um, you want to know if what you heard about Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jamaica, I considered it to be the capital of the world, where the most finest
Yeah.
thing on earth and the most
Uh-huh.
finest people, if they got the
Uh-huh.
right teachings of whom they are, as a
Uh-huh.
descendants of Africa, living to their African roots, those that do, you will find the sweetness into them. And if you manage to come to Jamaica and started to
I'm getting you.
move among such people, then you would be greatly
Uh-huh.
satisfied. I can tell you, and you would want to make Jamaica your home. The warmness, the hospitality, the true atmosphere that you will receive, our lovely beaches, wonderful sunset, wonderful sunrise. It is something to behold. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Does that sound just like Kenya, where you are? How long are you living in Kenya? I'm living in Jamaica for 70 years. How long are you living in Kenya?
7. 18 years actually.
18 years. Mm. Have you ever lived
Yeah.
in any other part of the world?
Yeah, I've been to Nigeria.
Okay, okay, okay. So, are you a biblical
But I've
person?
always had dreams.
Are you a biblical person?
Yeah,
All
actually.
right. So I'm going to read something from Ephesians 6 for you, right?
Yeah,
So,
you can just read. Go on.
yes, Ephesians 6, verse 21. Ephesians 6, verse 21. It said here, Tychicus, 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 our dear brother and faithful servant in the Lord's work, will give you all the news about me, so that you may know how I am getting along. So I adopted that, I take that name because of the job and the work I'm doing for God. I becomes the modern day Tychicus. So as the book said, he reveal unto people. That's what it means. He will tell you all the news. So Tychicus was a revelator. And if you look on my name, my username is Tychicus, the revelator, revealing to you the beauty of Jamaica. I don't want you to start.
Wow,
I don't want you. Hold on. I don't want you to pack your bag now and started to book your flight to Jamaica, right? Because I know.
She's gonna come to me. She's gonna come to me.
David, cool, right? My life is not about fun and frolic. My life is about education, knowledge, wisdom.
Okay.
Right? That is what I am for. David, you're a musician. You're a selector as I am. Right? But when it is time to select, it's time to select. When it's time for teaching, it's time for teaching. Okay? All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, yes. So after you heard and learned about Jamaica, would you help me? Are you willing to help me spread the good news of our wonderful country of Jamaica?
To help you.
Yes, man, they help me spread the good news, the positive things of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
unlike we here, we are getting some
Mhm.
negative about Kenya, right? Right? But
Yeah.
but you have paint a picture of Kenya of the
Mhm.
positive, right? So I
Yeah.
I would want you now to I can tell everyone now that hearing from Mimic that some of the things that we heard about Kenya, it's not all true because we don't know about this African country. They always have the
Hold on,
negative
hold
to
on.
be said
Kenya,
about
that is
Africa.
Kenya poor, is a poor country, the poor.
Mimic, answer that question.
Kenya, me say
Okay.
Kenya poor.
No, you have David. You
I
have
know you
some.
may.
You
I
have
know. Okay.
someone
Okay.
from Kenya.
Tai Chikas.
Yes. Ask her.
Tai Chikas.
Yes.
I know you might be hearing positive or negative things from about Kenya, but what I know, Kenya
Mhm.
is a beautiful place. Mm, we as the youth, we do only job for the youth. The youth doesn't have job, but it's a better place.
It has a
Kenya
bit.
is good.
Yeah.
It
I
has
understand. Understand.
Kenya is Kenya is good. It's a better place.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanna tell you something. My boss, I wanna tell you something. You know, say I would like to meet somebody over the side and carry them to Jamaica because I know the struggle is real over there. I know because I meet a lot of them on TikTok. Yeah, so they tell me, say, over there, trust me, trust me. If I did have the money, I would have carried a lot of them in Jamaica, and we know they will better. I'm telling you, it's rough over there. I know.
Do you share those thoughts, Mimic? Do you agree with David as the way he is passing it on as if I mean you people in Kenya need to be pitied. That is how he's passing it on. So you are on now and you're speaking to me as a positive person, right? And I know you're a discerner as well, Mimic. And I know you're very
Yeah.
intelligent, right? Right? So, um, what David has said there, is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
All right. And
Okay.
this the
Yeah.
truth. I got them told, listen, I meet a lot of them on TikTok, and they tell me, say, trust me, it's not nice for them because sometimes no light, no light, no light. They said no light, sometimes no light, and they cannot get no internet. They tell me I'm not lying. So I said, if I did have the money, if I did really have the money, I would have get a lot of them in Jamaica. Because them are more all right. At least Jamaica better. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying something. Do you agree with me? They say I want to ask something, my friend. Somebody tell me that sometimes we don't have any light. That is true.
Rachel, I'm on live. You can join the live. I'm on live.
Understand what I'm saying, Kwan?
No, I got a call, so I got Blanco. You may got Blanco.
I told him somebody told me that I meet a lot of them. And they always tell me say sometimes they don't have any light. Sometimes they don't have no internet.
But don't that happen right? But David, but don't that happens right around the world? That there are times that I mean, right now where I am, where I am in Jamaica, I have no water right now because of the drought, right? And the Mona Reservoir where we got water from, they have to be scheduling where who get water in the day, who get water in the night. Some get water in the night.
You know, I understand that. I understand, but for them difficult. I thought that. Remember, we got Jamaican. We can't just go. We can't go with neighbor and get some water. You know, easy. But them not have it like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow. Well, if you mimic confirms what you're saying, right? So all we have to do is to just work with what we have heard here. But one thing I don't understand now, money to get people here, that is only a thought that you could have had because the Constitution wouldn't allow you.
Well, a lot of them don't have, a lot of them over there don't have a passport. A lot of them. Most of them.
Oh.
I'll tell you that.
Question, sir.
Say again? Yes. Say again. I didn't get that. Hello?
Hi.
Now may I tell somebody upon live?
Hi.
Yes.
Morning.
May I tell you something? I'm on live, Rachel.
Oh, Anna.
Call me. Join the live now. I'm call you back.
Okay.
Yes, Mimi.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you, Taichikas.
I don't hear that. Say it again.
I got a question for you.
A question?
So, yeah.
What is that?
In Jamaica, is tobacco legal or it's legal?
In what?
Tobacco, is it legal or illegal?
Yeah, yes, tobacco is legal here. Tobacco or marijuana? Now, which one of them you're referring to? Tobacco or marijuana?
Marijuana, actually. Tobacco is the we call it in Kenya fake.
No, it is not legal, but they have a little.
It's legal.
No, they said they decriminalize it, but it hasn't been legalized. And if you know the difference between decriminalized and legalized.
And yeah.
So it is not. And so you can still be arrested for a certain amount. And if you cannot give a good reason, if you can prove that it's a part of your religious sacrament, then the law cannot do you anything with it. But the hypocrisy of the laws in Jamaica, sometimes you just have to be lucky and blessed.
Thank you.
Big up yourself, okay?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to Taichikas?
No, I gather he was talking to you. So Kenya now. Kenya, you know, Are you an artist, Mimic? What?
Yeah, you have an artist.
Yes, I know. I could sense that from my discerning power that you utilize words, and you're very intelligent. Yeah. Right?
We
So
have even we have the upcoming artists. We have now in Kenya there are so many artists actually.
wow. Wow.
Yeah, hold
So
on,
But we
hold on.
prefer
Kenya,
but
Kenya,
we love world
hold on,
songs so
hold
much.
on. Kenya, you need visa. Hold on. You need visa to come to Jamaica, right? From Kenya, right? You have to have visa to come to Jamaica, right? Or your passport alone.
he's asking if you need visa to come to Jamaica, Mimic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You must have a visa and the passport to come to Jamaica.
Do you have a passport?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Actually I have a passport because I've been to Nigeria.
Okay. You need to try to come to Jamaica, okay?
Yeah.
You might try to come to Jamaica, man.
I've always had dreams of coming to Jamaica. Now, together with Taichkas, I'll come.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Just I do thing one day at a time, and I don't do my thing for hype. I do my thing for meaning, for great reason. I have to see.
Jamaica.
I have to.
Better in Jamaica.
Hold on, David. Hold on. I have to see from a spiritual perspective where you will be fine and you'll be better off coming to Jamaica. But being a musician, that means you are a messenger that
Yes.
you are free to travel the world. Right? It is just proper arrangement that is needed at this point in time for you to come and get the, for you to come. Well, on, David. I'm going to give you your time to speak, David. Right? For you to come and get the real feelings of real reggae music, because I can feel it pumping into your blood right now in Kenya. I can feel the reggae vibes coming through the devices here. No, so that's how I knew you're a musician, you're a messenger, and not a fenke as we would say, messenger, a real messenger. All right, David, you
Okay,
can
Taichkas.
yeah, man, you can say what you're saying now, David, and just add some discipline to the conversation so people who are watching and listening can understand.
As I said, if you come to Jamaica, you will be better off, and you will more family. You will with your family. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, and like how you are entertainer now, trust me, we put you out in the world now to make other artists recognize you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we understand.
Yes.
So,
Yes, Mimic.
actually,
Go ahead.
If listen, if somebody could send you an invite to come to Jamaica, that invite now could take and you will see that invite that thing that invite now you could take that to your embassy in your country as if somebody invite you.
All right. I gather she knew all that, because if you check out her levels of intelligence, what you're saying there, she knew all those, right? But I mean, as Vibes Cartel and Isaac Buchanan said, it's time on God, right? Time on God, man.
Time on God.
Time on God, man. Right?
Yeah, man.
We need not you need not rush things, right? But it's time on God. As I gather she knew all of that if you're checking her levels, her scope of intellect.
Yeah, and even he also says he doesn't trust anyone, only bank and God.
Good. So in a time
Yeah,
like
man.
this,
Never.
I mean, you don't get at people that way because
Hold on,
they will have a
hold on,
pushback.
hold on. I have somebody right now I talk to right now. I have a girl I talk to in Kenya,
Mm.
and she right now she looking about her thing to come to Jamaica to see me.
I knew
I
many
meet her
too. I
on
knew
a
many,
platform.
many. I've spoken to a lot of them as well.
Listen, when I want
Even me, I have a dream. I have a dream to come to Jamaica.
yes, because listen, a lot of them I talk to, a lot of them. Some of them don't have some of them don't have a passport. Some of them when you ask them, they are asking for money, and they don't have it, bro. And if really if I did have it, if I did have it like that, trust me, I would have find a way and said, go help them, bro. Because I know, I know. I know, like we, like when you that Jamaica, we can't go with friends. So go away. No, and the stuff for them things set.
All right, David. All right, David. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But we want to take the conversation a little deeper than that. Right? Right? Um, I would want to ask Mimic about she got the invitation, and I gather she got the invitation from you, and you have to just allow her now to make up her mind. Mimic is a spiritual person, right? She can see things, she can see through people. We out here,
Yes, man, sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's a
man.
discerner. So she's discerning you as you speak. So she, a discerner.
Yeah, watch.
Well, I know David. Well, David, hold on. Let me finish talking, man.
Remember, I'm a DJ. Remember, I'm a selector, so I know what's going on.
I'm telling you something, sir. My life run with a discipline. Two people not talk one time over here because my life have to be a meaningful one. We don't talk this for hype. We don't call life for hype. We don't call life for ego with ego. Whatsoever we are doing here, we want to make sure that somebody is benefiting in a real way, right? So the hype life, we don't run it here, right?
All right,
And the ego life, we don't
with
run
that.
it,
All right.
right? 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 So
Yeah.
just be calm, get into the conversation. You're not a fool. So listen, learn, and speak when it is necessary. Okay? All right, now that's how we do it thing. So we do it thing. Lots of discipline. Now, we in Jamaica here, we have a problem with the Gen Zs, Mimic. Do you know about the Gen
Yeah,
Zs?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I know about the Gen Z.
the Gen Zs and the millennials. And could you enlighten me a bit on the Gen Zs? You have Gen Zs and Gen Zs plus. I want you to,
Yeah.
just give my audience a little peek of your intelligence, knowing the operations of the Gen Zs and their purpose. And if you know it from ear to ear, where it has been started, you can go ahead. David, the
Thank you.
Mimic is on the floor.
Thank you, Taichika. So actually, the Gen Zs are so stubborn. Even me, I'm a Gen Z. I can't I can't complain that yeah, I'm a Gen Z. But you find a situation, the Gen Zs are being sent. They're the people worked as the goons here in Kenya. Yeah, they're so stubborn. You find a situation they're being sent to Uganda. 2027 there's election here in Kenya, so they're being sent to Uganda, where the political politicals are taking place. They are being sent maybe to go and fight what the whatever the war. Yeah, so I don't prefer the Gen Z at all. They're so stubborn. Are they stubborn even in
Yeah.
Jamaica?
So hold on. The Gen Z, from what year would you classify yourself? What? You're a Gen Z, not a Gen Z plus. You know who is a Gen Z
I'm a
plus?
Gen. So what I know about the Gen Z? A Gen Z is a person who's
No, plus, plus. I heard of the Gen Z plus, and the millennials, those that born in the 2000, they are known as millennials.
millennials, yeah.
Yeah, right. And I am not. I born in the 50s. I born 1957. So I would be known as the, what would they call me?
Nini,
Yeah,
for father ancestor.
they call
Not
us the
ancestor.
they call us the baby boomers.
The baby?
Baby boomers.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
The reason why we are the baby boomers, we are to take care of the Gen Zs, yeah, and the millennials, because we were
Yeah.
here before. We tried the road, been there, done that. So we are the Gen Z's guardian. Well, the ancestors, right? We were here, we tried the road, so we knew what is what. So it's like when you have a baby and you have to work out, you take it to a daycare center. You understand? So you would call those
Yeah.
the babysitters sit the baby, and they would have taught the baby how to feed, and they changed them. So in that respect, the baby boomers, whom we are, Uncle Tychicus, Grandfather Tychicus, right? Now have to see to it that you go right, guide you in every way, right? In everything,
Yeah,
with
right.
spiritually, academically, every alley, financially, every alley. We are here for you to look up to, right? But sometimes it doesn't work that way, because sometimes the lawmakers becomes the lawbreakers. But like you, whom have a very strong discerning spirit, I don't think I would see you in that light where you accept wrong for right. Mhm. Yes, yes, and she got a call, so she has to move. Wonderful discussion. I tell you, my life is not for ego. Uh, My life is to engage with people meaningfully, right? Me, not through ego, but a meaningful engagement. Make it make sense. Anything that I am doing, I want it to make sense, that everyone can benefit, right? Right? We don't deal with the ego and the competitive things here. We want people to learn, right? We want we can just inviting people, come. My mother always tell me, right? My mother always said to me, if you are going to buy a horse, make sure you have grass to feed the horse. You cannot be like the government, inviting the poor, accepting deportees, and people are here living on the tarpaulin. No, We cannot afford to do that. So we have to approach everything with a sense of purpose. A sense of purpose, right? And as we venturing to the final 15 minutes of this live, right? I want to make it as, edifying as possible, right? Me no know. I don't know about anybody else, but I believe in what Peter Touch said. I'm an intelligent man and I love intelligent people. I am a honest man and I love honest people. Right? So they always say to me, money go where money there. But also Satan go where Satan's spirit there. Yeah? Yeah? Good go where good there. Where good there and bad go where bad there. Show me your company and I will tell you who you are. Right? All of those sayings are from the old school. So I call it common sense. Right? Which artificial intelligence don't encourage common sense. So I want people to look at things from a realistical standpoint. Think before you talk. Don't talk with an ego. Don't talk with a competitive nature. Speak with compassion. Good morning. Good morning, Neil. Good morning, Neil.
Morning.
Blessed. Top of the morning. What's up?
Yeah, man.
Just waking up.
Yeah, man. Just jump up.
Oh, are you from Jamaica? Are you in Jamaica?
Yeah, man. Me a
Yardie. So morning, Mas Neil. Are you from the rural or you're Kingstonian? Because in Kingston. Oh, so you say morning too. And me they come. Me they get up now. So what prompts you to come on this live? Want to say good morning to sweet Bubbles in Montego Bay. Do you know Bubbles?
Yeah, man, I know Bubbles.
You know Bubbles? Is she a really and truly an amazing entertainer?
Yeah, man, true.
All right, Bubbles is my friend. All right. We want to say bless up to the entire Montego Bay flankers and all of those places. It's been a while. I haven't been to that part of the world, but plan to be there soon. Yes. Yes. So what's on your mind this morning?
Yeah, so me nah nothing for my mind. Me just find where I deal with interested, so me just go and look a little bit.
Okay. Yes, man. We want to change the apparatus of the operation on and remove some of the stigma of the app, right? We don't want people to say, boy, me now watch TikTok because of pure foolishness, the pan a pure politics, the pan a pure beam and the pan and thing. I want to show that other things are there. There are university on it.
You know, I don't be a politician of it. You find fun in a TikTok. Because right now it's just sad you can't go on TikTok and you're alright. You can't get,
Yeah, all right. TikTok is like the Bible. And the Bible is like the world. The Bible is showcasing the world. right? And TikTok also doing that, showcasing the world, the good, the bad, and the indifference. But when the bad taking over the good and there is no balance, that's where the problem sets in. Right? When there's no balance between lie and truth, that's where that's where the things get unbalanced. As we saw what were happening to TikTok the other day, but it has been little better now because we try to bring a balance to it that people can come on and say that, yes. We heard today or yesterday in the news, and I'm quite sure it is because of TikTok mainly why they are trying to bring in this law in Jamaica where they banned uh, um, social media from children. Right? We got that now. They want to bring that into law. And it is because of what used to happen. The bad influencers on TikTok. So many people lost their life. So many people, integrity being tackled and tarnished. Right? As a young person coming up, it's very, very difficult to make the up damage you before you start, them kill you before you rise. Because remember, they are young people, they are not yet as strong as us and can stood up to certain waves, right? So you have to protect them. So I kind of in agreement, partially with it. Yeah, yeah. So we try to add something positive. Say me dance, me say I love pussy, and I try to show them why I love it because it's from pussy to the grave. It's not from the grave to the pussy. So me I try to show them how important the females are. Male doesn't carry that organ, right? Right? Or the vagina, then if you prefer to call it that way, right? Where life comes from. So it must be honored and respected and treated with tender, loving care, right? So I teaches and preaches that. But there are elements who doesn't like to hear me teach that because of what they are. Like TikTok now said here, because I'm saying that your life is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in certain result because your life does not comply with the For You feed eligible standard under our, no underline the word our, community guidelines. Reason: sexually suggestive content. Right? No. No, they said submit feedback. Two restriction. You see what I'm saying? No, they prefer the Gen Zs not to know the way of life. That's why they restrict me because they do not want me to teach the Gen Zs that it is not Tom and Jerry anymore. It's Tom and Cherry. So, yes. Right? So the Tom and the Jerry people. No, may I come out 6 o'clock. 8 minutes, may I have left. Right? Right? So, yeah, man, you can jump. Thank you for your contribution. Right? Yeah, man. So the Tom and Jerry people, as the moment as I open my mouth and said anything about the way of life or we come on earth, because they used to tell them that baby come in a plane, right? And they expect us to keep on telling people that in a plane baby come. So their algorithms are programmed to shut down positive talk, real, authentic, positive talk. And they knew it. So all the Tom and Jerry people do, Tom and Jerry people send in some report and said, I am attacking them, their lifestyle. And TikTok send out those restrictions because it makes the Tom and Jerry people them uncomfortable. Right? It makes the Tom and Jerry people them uncomfortable. Tom and Jerry behaving as if they run the world. Tom and Jerry people, right? Behaving as if at them call the shots, at them fall the rain. Because of the strength of their money, Tom and Jerry people believe say at them run the world. But I can tell you, time and God. It's time and God. He who laugh last, laugh the best. It's not all that glitter is gold. Remember, I am from the old school. And my grandmother always said, if I'm not today or tomorrow, and if the front wheel not catch you, the back wheel will. Wonderful morning, wonderful discussion as we engaged with the people around the world when we are allowed to, right? They marginalize, they criticize, and they even will lie upon you just to have their way for you to comply, so they can spin you. I don't know how many of you know gig. If they cannot spin you like a gig, right? They said you are unruly, you are stubborn. If they cannot have you the way they want to have you, certainly I made no bones about it. They're not going to have me the way they want me, because I am going to remain the way the Almighty wants me, and the purpose of me being created by the Creator. I am going to serve my purpose. I ain't going to bow to no algorithm. I ain't going to bow to no robots. Right? I am like Daniel. I am like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I won't be bowing to no maze. I won't be bowing to no false god, right? And if that you're trying to instill in this man, don't waste your time, because it ain't gonna work. Intimidation means nothing to this man, right? Guided and protected, anointed and appointed, right? So intimidation is not for me. Yeah? Sufferation, starvation, I've been there, I've done that, right? I cannot be intimidated anymore. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And here I am on TikTok and the People's Progressive Science this morning, right? Been on from 2 o'clock, right? So 4 hours on chatting, engaging with people around the world, right? Go over to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my People's Progressive Science page, and let's build that page for the Gen Zs and the Millennials so they can have a better future for tomorrow. Now, tell your mama, tell your papa, tell your auntie, tell your niece, drop a likes on them and keep it relevant in the sight of man. Time to go. It's the end of the show. Argument done.